So it looks like the prayers for Damar Hamlin actually worked. We got some really great news in regards to Damar Hamlin. He is conscious. He appears to be heading towards stability. He is stable. He is still using tubes, but he's able to write, and he's asked a couple questions, and we got some information per the doctor. Now, I didn't want to really talk about this prior because out of just respect and just all the videos and everything like that on the internet, there's plenty of information on what happened as well as just the people's opinions and takes on it. But what I do want to share is I do want to share the good news and the positive side of this, because this is wonderful, right? What happened with Damar was just, it's unprecedented, right? I can't think of a time we've ever seen anything remotely close to this, to a routine play resulting in that, and a young man who has his whole life ahead of him, just having to fight for his life rather than fighting to win a game. It's mind-blowing. But nonetheless, it's a true blessing that he is alive and won the fight for his life. But here's what was relayed. So per the physicians caring for Damar Hamlin at the University of Cincinnati Medical Center, Damar has shown remarkable improvement over the past 24 hours, the team announced. While still critically ill, he has demonstrated that he appears to be neurologically intact, his lungs continue to heal, and he is making steady progress. Also was relayed, they also said that the 24-year-old can communicate via writing and asked who won the game, to which the doctor replied, "You won in the game of life." Also, per Adam Kilgore, the best case scenario for Hamlin, Pritt said, is that he returns to who he was at 8 p.m. Monday. So that is great news. If he can get fully back and ready to go to just, being, not even talking about the game of football. I'm talking about just being a young, healthy 24-year-old with his whole life ahead of him, right? That's the most important thing. Football's football. He's achieved and worked his tail off to achieve those heights and to have that success and all of those things. But it means nothing if you're not healthy and you don't have your life intact. So it's a great thing. Hopefully, as this continues, hopefully he continues to improve and get better. But it's also added, which is extremely encouraging. Pritz also noted it's entirely too early to discuss whether he can play professional football again. So again, to me personally, I think that should be the last thing on anyone's mind. I'm sure Damar, there's a huge part of him that wants to get back out there with his brothers, get back out there and try to compete for a championship, get back out there and just continue as normal, right? Continue the life that he was living before that and playing the game of football, playing a professional sport. But what happened is just, it's unfathomable. I mean, 1 minute you're just a kid out there living your dream. It's surreal. You go and do a routine hit that you've done 1,000 times against T. Higgins, and it's just, everything just seems fine. Get up and then boom. It shows how precious life is. It shows how important life is, and really puts things in perspective. And so again, I didn't really want to go in to the ins and outs and show the video and show and talk about the incident and all that stuff. And I'm sure some people wanted to hear my opinion in that regard. But like I said, there was already so much of that out there and so many videos of it being shared and so many things in that regard that I felt like it's not very appropriate. You know what I mean? Like it's one thing to talk about certain sports topics, things like that, but this is something that I just felt like there was already enough spotlight on the tragedy, but this is some positive, and I'd like to shine a spotlight on the positivity and the fact that he's okay and that he is alive and that he is progressing to potentially, as soon as Monday, getting back to normal. And we've seen, if you've followed the story, you've seen him kind of progress daily. And to go from where he was to where they had to do CPR for 9 minutes, heart stopping, like him having to breathe, them putting him and sedating him so that way they could get tubes down his. I mean, the kid was fighting for his life. Fighting for his life. Look, I'm still in many ways a kid myself. I am 31 years old. I'm young. I am very young, and I have a lot of life ahead of me. He's 24 years old. I have brothers his age. Like, and it's just, this is somebody that had reached a pinnacle. And I mean, it goes to show, like, no matter how healthy you are, no matter how athletic you are, no matter how much you work out, you never know. You just never know. This is a professional football player, a professional athlete who all he does is eat, sleep, breathe, exercise, workouts, routines, diets. He's got the best trainers and health coaches and you name it. He has all of it. And he still had this tragic incident. And it's such a blessing to him and his family and just everyone and all of his loved ones and the team. And it really is. It's amazing that he was able to pull this out. It was amazing that he was able to fight. And, the Buffalo Bills staff saved him. That's one of the big things that was relayed, in the article that I was reading, that, the Bills staff, the paramedic, like they did everything to keep this young man alive, and they deserve a ton and tons of credit. And, it just, again, it was an unprecedented moment. Like, how do you deal with that? And then the whole Bengals and Bills, like, the game of football doesn't matter at that point. When something like that happens, I mean, it's pain, it's heartache, it's just surreal. It's how is this happening right now? I can't even imagine. I don't even want to imagine what those people were going through. I mean, you got to understand, these people play this sport, yes, but they're with each other constantly. Yes, they're brothers in arms when it comes to playing the game of football, but they are as close to brothers as it gets. Right? I mean, they're hanging out regularly. They're in the foxholes, like, right? They're just grinding away. They're spending day in and day out, 16 hours a day with each other. They're building bonds and relationships and love and all kinds of stuff that that is rare, and to have to see something like that, and Hamlin's family, I couldn't imagine. As a father who has kids himself, and, my kids are young, they're not, in their 20s, but it's just to be a parent and have to think, like, man, imagine your kid is living this high. He's just this young man wet behind the ears that's playing a professional sport that he's worked his entire life, grind. You've seen your son just get rattled countless times, always gets up. Seeing your kid get hit in ways that no human should be hit, always gets up. And then the one time he gets hit and just doesn't get up, I can't imagine. It's got to be something, again, it's something I don't even want to imagine. So, keep the prayers up, keep the positivity, keep the love, keep the vibes. And again, that's one of the reasons why I'm okay with making this video, and I really didn't want to make the other videos. And I know some of you really love my opinions and my thoughts on certain topics, certain things. But I just felt like, until we actually get the full scope, the full story, and hear some good news, I don't want to talk about it. I'll wait until we got some good news, because I want to keep that positivity. I want to keep that charge going and keep the just, again, the positive for Damar. And I hope that continues to be the narrative. I hope more people shine a light on this, as much as they did about the actual incident, because the incident itself, yeah, it'll get views, yeah, it'll get you, your likes, it'll get you all those things, but this is something more important. The young man is alive. He's good. He's making progress. He's headed in a positive direction, and he could kind of get back to normal by hopefully Monday. That what more could you ask for? So that's a beautiful thing. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. I'd love to hear them. What are your thoughts on this? Does this make you happy? And what did you think of the incident? I really love to hear your sort of thoughts and perspectives as well, because as always, I share mine and pass the floor to you. So let me know. Keep those thoughts, keep those prayers, keep those positive vibes, and just everything just continuing to flow towards Damar. It's great to see and hear this news, see this turnaround, and also send that love, positivity, prayers, whatever it is, please continue to send that to the family as well. And let's see this progress. I know this kid's gonna make it out, and this young man's gonna continue his incredible journey. And in hindsight, this will just be a story to look back on. But till next time.